Good evening, all. I'm going to do a tutorial today, a very small one. It's something that I like to cook to eat, maybe with fish or meat. Today I'm adding saltfish in it. So it's turned cornmeal with saltfish. So first I have here some saltfish that's been washed, boiled. The salt has been boiled off and it's been picked. I have here about 3 cups of cornmeal, the fine yellow cornmeal. I have here about 24 ounces of coconut milk. I have some sprigs of thyme, garlic cut up, some hot pepper. If you don't like pepper, omit it, leave it out. Half of onion chopped, 3 sprigs of scallion, and about 2 tablespoons of butter. I have here black pepper. I'm going to use Maggi all-purpose seasoning, and 1 bouillon cube. And I'm going to come back and show you how I make the turned cornmeal with saltfish in it. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm back. So in this pot, I have added about maybe 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I went ahead and melted 2 tablespoons of butter. And I'm going to add in the fresh ingredients, and I'm going to saute them a little bit for a few seconds. And then after I do that, I'm going to add in, I'll just saute it for a few seconds, not long. Just kind of to make the onions a little bit translucent. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in the coconut milk. And I'm going to add in about maybe about a cup of water on top of that. And I'm going to bring that to a boil. And I'm going to let that boil for about 15 minutes. I'm back. The coconut milk and the water has started to boil. So I'm just adding, I already added in the bouillon pack that I showed you in the previous video. And I'm now adding in the teaspoon of black pepper. And I'm going to add in, I'm going to eye shot this because I just know. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in a tablespoon of the Maggi all-purpose seasoning. And I'm going to also add in at this time my salted codfish. And I'm going to let that boil, like I said, for about 15 minutes. And then I'll come back and I'll show you how I put in the cornmeal into this mixture. As a matter of fact, I have to come back and show you how I mix the cornmeal out before I add it to the mixture. So stay tuned for the next part of the tutorial. So here's the mixed out cornmeal that's ready for the cornmeal water or the coconut water that's boiling on the stove. I went and I added just enough water until the cornmeal was completely thinned out. There's no lumps in the cornmeal, and that's what you want, because when you pour it into the pot, you don't want any lumps in it, and you're gonna take your time and stir it in slowly so that you don't get any lumps. I'll come back and I will show you once the coconut milk has been finished boiling and the adding process of the cornmeal into the coconut milk. Stay tuned. I'll be back. So right now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spoon in very slowly the cornmeal into the pot on the stove that's been boiling. And you're going to stir. You have to stir. Constantly stir. I'm going to stir it in. And then after I stir it in, you lower the fire and you let it cook for about 20 minutes on very low heat. But you have to continue to stir so that it doesn't stick to the bottom and it doesn't get clumpy. Okay? I'm going to come back and show you when it starts to come together in a few. Stay tuned. So this is what it looks like when it starts to cook. So you have to kind of turn the fire down on low, and you have to be careful because sometimes it pops air holes and it'll pop up on you and burn you, so be careful. And just cover the pot and let it cook on low heat, like I said. Very quick part I wanted to come back and show you. And I'll come back and show you the finished turned cornmeal in a few.